So do you want to begin again?
I can start.
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned earlier, this was my first viewing of the movie Midsommar. And it's really... So I went into the movie knowing that it's going to be a horror movie. It's going to be very focused on a cult here in Sweden. It's going to be like around Midsommar, of course. And I thought it was going to be played out in the typical, scary movie trope, being that they realizes more at the end of the movie that something is going wrong, and they fight against these pilgrim Swedish cult people, and then eventually get out of there or something.
Yeah.
But it was so refreshing to see, just you could not predict entirely. A lot of things I kind of predicted,
Yeah. I think that's supposed to be like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was not supposed to be super, out of there.
No.
But the end was just so more heavy than it could be if they just for example, the turning point when I started to realize that I can't really pinpoint what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Was when when Danny was dancing around the Midsommar.
Yeah.
And I knew that she was going to win.
Yeah.
And the Christian is sitting there getting a drink, refusing to drink it.
Yeah.
And then he looks at it, and I thought if he pours it out just next to him, he's going to try and escape for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But since he drank it, I thought, I don't know what's going to happen now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's going to eventually run away, or he's going to get killed or something. But as soon as he drank that, I thought the ending could be whatever now.
That's interesting.
So that was my turning point of thinking it was predictable. And we didn't even go so much into the camera work. Dude, the camera work is insane.
Yeah.
Sitting there at the long table at the end, and there's the short focus on this goddamn thing, sorry. There's the long, out of focus, and then just this line of focus on Christian and nobody else. Super cool. All the camera movements, for example, the crane going down, seeing the girls going backwards with the flowers. I mean, just everything.
There's so many iconic shots, I think, in this movie.
Yeah, and I thought, in the beginning of the movie, I was about to write down, I really enjoyed this shot.
Yeah.
Because it was a long take.
Yeah.
And that was when she was on the phone with the Christian.
Yeah.
I thought they did the entire thing without making one single cut.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a pretty cool scene. And then I realized that almost the entire movie is just one long take.
Yeah.
Even without trying to be a one-take movie. So, and I think, and since we talked about this before also, that there's so many things that you can't catch the first time. For example, the face in the forest.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that could be placed into the movie.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. And also, I want to see who was in the bathroom
a small
mirror.
Face?
Yeah.
A big face? I don't know.
No.
And I want to see who's in the bathroom mirror and just everything going on with all the extras in the background when the main protagonists talk to each other.
Yep.
They probably I don't know, do whatever.
I thought about that a lot.
What if they maybe in one of the scenes they just grab Mark and then just pull him into a shed or something? We don't notice that because we look at Christian and Danny.
That would be funny.
That would be super cool.
I didn't see that.
That's something that I thought about, what they did all made sense.
Yeah.
There was this one time when
at band camp,
when Christian took Danny out to surprise her with this
with the cake. Yeah.
In the background, there's 5 females standing around a baby and comforting the baby, and all of them are hovering not
back and
hovering,
forth, but
soothing the baby, and I was that makes.
They were wagging back and forth. Yeah.
Also, funny thing, that cake. I started laughing because I just looked at the
Sockerkaka.
cake. Sockerkaka, aka tiger cake.
Yeah.
Which is a Swedish tradition for I don't know what we should have for this birthday party. I just have sockerkaka,
Sockerkaka is super gott.
It is nice.
It's super nice,
but it's super common.
It's the basic tier. It's it's an awesome cake, but it's super
it's
basic.
so
It's
basic
something
that it was
everyone
a long
can do.
time.
Yeah.
It was long a time ago.
Which made that scene even more seeing it was just spontaneous. He just needed to grab something.
Yeah.
And out of all the things they could give her,
Sockerkaka.
in a cake form, it was a sockerkaka.
Yeah.
It was just more funny. Yeah. But so if I would give this movie a score from 0 to 5, I would give it a. I'm trying to not think of the Swedish part. Because the movie is more enjoyable for us because we're Swedish, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was like sitting and pointing, like, oh, that's
relate,
cool, that's cool.
Surströmming.
That's not real. That's real.
Potatis, såklart.
Yeah, I was sitting and waiting for the sill part.
Yeah.
We watched with the girl Emma.
Yeah.
And I said all the time, like, where's the sill? This is not Midsommar. Where's the sill?
Yeah.
And then she actually gets like a raw sill. Yeah. I was like, yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
that was
the herring.
a funny scene.
Yeah, the herring.
Is it a
herring?
Herring, yeah.
Yeah.
Senapsillen is top tier though. Let's check.
Mustard herring.
What?
You don't like it?
No, I don't.
They
I don't.
They don't
I don't
eat it.
No,
They don't
neither
eat
me
it.
and Bella, my girlfriend.
I enjoy it.
Shout out.
Dude,
Shout out. Bella Booze. That's my sister, bro.
yeah. She neither me or her likes pickled herring. Yeah.
I love it.
But so if I would give this movie a score, it would be 4 out of 5.
Okay, cool.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's really on 4.5. Maybe it is, but like, I think it's a bit too long.
Okay.
The second part of the movie, like the second half, is supposed to be long.
Yeah.
Because it was so nice to just have these long moments, not forced or anything.
Yep.
But the beginning part was a bit too slow.
Yeah,
So,
I think if you're gonna watch it a second time, you're not gonna feel like it's as long because it's like then you're more aware of the story because it's such a new kind of experience in a way in like cinema. Yes, I can say that. I think like that I can understand it because I felt the first time I watched it, I also felt that it was really long, but I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So for my first viewing, I would give it a 4.
Yeah.
4 out of 5.
But you might change it when you look at it the second time.
Exactly. It will probably change.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be as objective as possible.
Yeah.
But just because I like slower films that have a meaning behind, like an understanding of why.
There's a reason why it's long.
Yeah,
like.
exactly. I love movies that like really prepared into every single detail.
Yep.
And like movies that when you see it again, you find more and more and more and more. I like movies that translates a lot of psychological events and psychological happenings.
Yeah.
Like what do you call it? Stuff that happens to you,
Yeah.
the experiences.
Yeah.
That really puts you in the mind of people.
Yeah.
And of course, I love movies that inspire me and that I learn a lot from.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie inspired me again.
And this movie hits everything in my book. But I'm
You're being a bit picky. You don't really want to give out a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like trying to see it outside of my own eyes.
Yes. But it's your rating.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You can't
So
be
you
personal
need to
about
see
it.
it from your eyes.
I need to be personal. Tyvärr. What can I say more? Like I really enjoyed, because like this is not a horror film for me.
No.
This is not a scary film. This is a psychological horror.
Yeah. A psychological drama even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love, and it's really something that I really wanna like experience with. Experiment with.
Yeah.
Something that we have talked about
Yes.
doing.
Yeah.
We're talking about writing a horror film together.
Yes.
Which is something I look forward to.
Yeah, me too.
This movie is awesome in all of those ways.
Yes.
And it's really like everything is put into perspective and everything is thought through.
Yeah.
And it's I don't think you can find anything that is not a single detail that is not awesome. The Ari Aster has like one of the greatest type of setups for loss and experience of death.
Yeah.
And I think it's like his thing to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In some way, but also make you feel really emotional.
Yeah.
And that's like a combination that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And we watched his short film, like his,
The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. Yeah.
which is like a super weird film.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like you don't like there's so much and so little to say about that.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to see a director like experiments so hard with something, you know, and try to be outside and be as original
as possible
to himself as possible, which is awesome.
Like he's being really personal, and it shows.
Yeah,
like he shows what he thinks will work.
Yeah, and two of the greatest things, or like the top things that really matters for me in movies.
Yeah.
First of all, that it's personal, that the movie doesn't try to be anything else but itself.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've tried to explain.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's hard. It's hard to explain how can a film be personal? Well, I don't know how to say it, but sometimes movies are in the way of themselves.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with things not being thought through.
Exactly.
And the other thing is that it inspires me.
Yes.
And that I feel like I've taken something from it.
Yeah.
And hitting those two most important stuff for me, I can't give it a 5 because it's not like, oh, greatest movie ever, you know, but it's probably like 4.7, 4.8.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Of course.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. It's probably like one of my favorite horror films. Psychological, ever.
Cool. So well, I've talked a lot about this movie, and I talked about like it really clearly shows that I really like him, Ari Aster, for so long, because he's, as we said already, like he's so personal with his movies. But it's so like there's so many layers to this movie and the movies he makes, where he's like pinpointed like every detail, like he's left nothing to like left out anything in order to like, oh yeah, I forgot about this and this is the result. No, he planned everything, and this is the result, and this is what he has to show. Then not everybody understands it, but then maybe it's not for everyone to understand. And I think that feels like if you're someone who actually enjoys these movies, it feels like you're really kind of connected with them. And I wanted to put in another aspect we was able to talk about during the actual discussion, but like another part of the isolation that adds to the movie, beyond the part where we talked about that they don't understand the language, is that they don't even understand what day it is, because it's always light outside. So they feel even more isolated because they're in an environment they don't recognize with nature, and then like the light, it's not like Mark freaks out immediately when they're on shrooms as he realizes that the sun should be down, but it's already up. It's still up, and it's not barely gonna go down anyway. Which
was a contender for my favorite quote.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And by the way, sorry to going into a discussion again, and I told you that I love the picture when the camera is upside down.
Yeah, when they're going through the car,
upside down phantom ride.
Yeah, that's one of the actual scenes that's a bit longer in the director's cut even.
Yeah, that scene is so powerful and so not super good.
It kind of reflects how they're feeling, like they're upside down.
They're actually upside down.
Yeah. So like Ari Aster, you're great, but of course it's not the greatest movie ever made.
Hook up your boy.
Yeah, but I'm actually gonna give it 4 out of 5. 4.5. And the 0.5 part is actually because of Will Putney, who plays Mark. Because I think he's kind of in a way a comic relief character in this movie.
Yeah.
But he does it like so naturally. Like every phrase, like he's the most realistic dude I've never seen in a movie. Like you can laugh at all the jokes he does or the thing he says, but if I were him, I would probably react the same way. Or not in every situation, but that's how you think a person would react. And that's also one of the aspects of the movie that makes it so great, like how natural every actor. It doesn't feel like a character. It feels like that's how they would be. So 4.5 from me.
I really enjoyed Mark's character.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for all the comic relief, the Joker characters. You know?
That's why. Also, that's why he's the fool. Because he's also like another part to this.
He was a doofus.
Yeah, and also because they do a dance early when they ask what kind of dance they're doing, skin the fool, and that's what he becomes. They skin off his face, and then put it on the oracle. Another layer to one of the many details of this movie.
I think that if I have any thing to say against this movie.
Yeah.
Or like to be like picky.
Yeah.
I felt like Christian could have been like, I think his character, or not his character, but like the actor.
Yeah.
Could have been a little bit better.
Yeah. I think if you see the director's cut, you'll see him more because you see more of Christian, and I think you understand his character a lot more. Not that you understand or relate to him, but you understand the way
the
he
nature,
is.
yeah. Because it sometimes it felt like it was lacking a little bit from him.
Because that's one of the, also you can say like some of the part of the movie he's just walking around aimlessly with no direction really. So but with the added scenes, like you feel like okay, now you kind of understand him a bit more.
And also I didn't like the sudden change of his not acting, but the sudden change of character when he just said, I'm gonna do the same subject.
Yeah.
And then he became super obsessed about that subject.
I think in the director's cut that would make sense more.
Yes.
Or did it?
Yeah, I would say. Because it's like you actually see him, because the thing is after he decides to do it, you barely see him actually go into like actually studying for his thesis, but in the director's cut you actually see him do it. The thing is because he has no aim in life, but then suddenly this opportunity shows up. So but I can actually think like it is actually in character, because it's so much in character, because he's so arrogant that he just pretty much picks the thing that Josh has been working on for such long, and he doesn't even care that Josh has been working on it, because like, yeah, I can choose whatever the fuck I want. I don't care about you. You can join me if you want to, but it really shows what kind of character he is. Like, he's super arrogant and he doesn't care about other people, really. He's just pretty much gonna put himself, and that's also one of the reasons that, like, there's no other character around during that scene, but that's one of the reasons why he gets sacrificed, because he is a beast the way he acts around other people.
But the thing is, like, the beast of, like, the bear beast thingy could be interpreted as, like, being a beast in a bad way, as you're saying. But it's also, like, the thing why they had the bear, because they didn't know that he's bad. They were planning to have as the guy that will, you know, have sex or, like, get them another kid.
Yeah.
He would cheat.
No, they did not really, because he was chosen.
Yeah, exactly.
He was chosen by her.
Yeah.
If they've chosen the other one.
Yeah, exactly. I talked to you about this.
Yeah.
She chose her, and him being arrogant and close-minded.
Yeah.
He just went with whoever, like, oh, she likes me, okay.
No, that's what I'm talking about. He was chosen by Danny. She chose who was gonna be the sacrifice.
I
so it's not.
Maya.
No. So she chose him because of the cheating, and that she felt like their relationship's not gonna work anymore. So they might as well have put the other person who was volunteering as a tribute.
But they didn't.
No. They knew that they were gonna, like, I'm sure they knew they were gonna choose him, but it could have been the other person. So it didn't have anything to do with that he was that he like impregnated Maya.
Because it makes sense for me in a way.
Yeah,
like
it does in a way, because it's the beast that just follows
it's
the
like
instincts.
masculinity, yeah.